Major League Baseball playoffs are in full swing, and what does that mean for the A's in their relocation process? It means that things are going to be awfully quiet for the next few weeks. Major League Baseball really frowns upon their clubs saying anything, doing anything that will take away from the postseason, especially the World Series. So even as relocation ramps up, with a vote potentially coming soon, you're not going to hear much out of Major League Baseball or their owners. They're going to be very quiet. So what I want to do is go back and look at what Joe Lacob said during the WNBA press conference. Joe Lacob, the Warriors owner, has really been the only potential buyer out there for the A's that's actually had anything to say. Everybody else seems very scared to step on Major League Baseball's toes in any way, shape, or form, because if they run out of favor, they won't have a chance to buy the team if there is ever a chance. And as we know, it's not for sale. John Fisher isn't selling it. But if it does come up for sale, someone like Joe Lacob would be interested. Here's what he told the Chronicles and Killian and John Shea during the press conference availability. We've over the years been obviously very interested. You all know that I've said it. And if for whatever reason Fisher decided it wasn't going to work, sure, we might be interested. But I'm not like throwing my hat in the ring, and I don't want Major League Baseball to be mad at me either. So I don't want to get in their way. See? Even Joe Lacob, dynamite owner of the Warriors, bringing a WNBA franchise to the Bay Area, doesn't want to anger Major League Baseball. Because if he does, he may get snubbed again. Remember, he did try to buy the A's previously before John Fisher and Lou Wolf became owners. Bud Selig. Come on, man. Anyways, Joe Lacob's comments here are important. They seem very measured, they seem sort of muted, but they are very important because even him saying that at all is a big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because nobody wants to get out there. Nobody wants to step on anybody's toes. Lacob is friends with Fisher. He doesn't want to anger Major League Baseball. So the fact that he's even saying something at all means a lot. Here's another quote from Lacob. But if an opportunity came up for the A's or another MLB team, would we be interested? We might. Yeah, he might. Now, something about Joe Lacob people need to know. This guy is a winner, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. That's why I think his interest in the A's is sincere, and he's motivated to buy this team. Remember, Joe Lacob is bringing a WNBA franchise to the Bay Area. Why was that so important to him? Because back in the day, during the ABL days, he was an owner of the San Jose Lasers, a women's basketball team that eventually folded because the WNBA came to prominence. That nagged at him, it ate at him, and when he had the chance to bring the WNBA to the Bay Area, he didn't hesitate, and he pounced. Because Joe Lacob doesn't like losing. He wants to come out a winner, he wants to come out on top no matter what. And what does that mean for the A's? Why does it matter so much to Joe Lacob? Well, John Shea wrote a really, really good article interviewing Joe Lacob for a book he was writing. This is so interesting. Listen to this quote. So when Lacob was at Stanford, one of his professors had him shadow a business to learn business practices. Joe Lacob ended up shadowing the A's. Here's what Lacob had to say. It was the Billy Martin era, Billy Ball. It was mostly with business people, Roy Eisenhart and Wally Haas. So I got to know the A's as an organization a little bit way back when. When I got money 20 years later, I always wanted to buy the A's. It's still a wish, so long as the A's don't bolt for Las Vegas. You see what I mean? This means more to Joe Lacob than just an investment. This is something that he's wanted for a very long time. He tried to buy the A's already, got snubbed. He does not like losing. He has the resources to get it done. There are minority owners that own pieces of the Warriors. There are owners in this Bay Area that own pieces of the Giants that would jump at the opportunity to get a larger share in a pro sports franchise. They're there. But the team is not for sale, and that is the main problem. But as a measure of competition, Joe Lacob wants this thing. Even though he's friends with John Fisher, who he would have cut into the Warriors in a sale back in the day. Another quote from Shea's article back in June. I've had a standing offer to buy the A's from John Fisher for I don't even know how long, over a decade. It's up to him. It's his business. It would have been smarter to sell to me a long time ago because we would have been partners and he would have been able to own part of the Warriors as well. I tried to tell him that. I would have done a ratio deal. John Fisher could have owned a big piece of the Warriors. The Warriors' franchise valuation has skyrocketed since Lacob took over. And Lacob has experience doing this. He bought the Warriors, a team playing in Oakland that was not very successful, turned it into an absolute juggernaut. How? Bringing in the right people, investing in it. And look what happened. Now they have a new arena. They're worth a fortune. They've won a bunch of championships under Lacob. How? He took the team, he invested in the roster, he brought in guys like Rick Welts, a Hall of Famer. One of the guys that helped found the WNBA. Helped found all of the NBA All-Star experiences, like the Slam Dunk Contest. Absolute legend. He brought in Bob Myers to be GM. He brought in Steve Kerr. These are all top-notch people, top-notch minds. Lacob brought them all in, invested in the roster. Look what happened. Sure, he already had Steph Curry on the team when he bought it, but he did make a lot of right decisions. He knows that you can invest in something and it will increase in value. He'd be the perfect owner for the A's. Not to mention, he's been outspoken in his support of Howard Terminal, and if they had actually sold to Joe Lacob, that stadium would be done by now. Here's why. I would have had this thing done a long time ago. I'd just pay for it all privately like I did with the Warriors. And you know what? You get to say at the end of the day, I didn't take any money from you. You didn't get the $300 million or $400 million in infrastructure money, whatever. But it's easier for me to be able to take that tack. Don't wait. Don't ask for the money. Just build it yourself. Invest. Get it done. The government moves slowly. Private business moves a lot quicker. You fund it, you get it built, done. That's it. Look at Chase Center. Could he have built Chase Center if he was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting for free money? Or did he just go in and do the thing? Get it done. Make it a success, even during the pandemic. So I think these comments really resonate to me. I think Joe Lacob is far more interested in the A's than people really understand, or even that he can say, because he doesn't want to anger Major League Baseball. He doesn't want to step on John Fisher's toes as he tries to get this deal across the finish line in Las Vegas. But if the A's were put up for sale, you better believe Joe Lacob would be lining up to buy the team.